When you pawn your wedding ring and your head is up your ass. Now you're listening to the Broke Even Podcast.
Johnny Gasper, it's Penn State, Michigan week. How you feeling, pal?
Let's go.
Big week ahead for old Johnny boy. John, how you feeling today, pal?
I'm absolutely ecstatic. This is one of the things about going to a game live, Daryl, the give and take of life. I'm going to this game. I'm used to watching 5 games at once on
I know.
multiple screens. And I'm going to be, this slate is the slate.
It's the greatest.
It is definitely the best week so far. It might look back be the best week of the year. Penn State, Michigan, top 10 battle.
Right.
Bama, Tennessee, top 6 battle,
Love
undefeated. NC State, Syracuse, slept on, good game. USC, Utah. And not to mention,
We're gonna touch on all of those. And I'm already mad about who
Mississippi
you're gonna pick in that
State,
one.
Kentucky. There's so many good games.
So just a heads up. So John is making the trip down to Ann Arbor to watch his Wolverines
Making
take
the
on Penn
pilgrimage.
State. And John, just to fill in the audience on your history there with Michigan Penn State. Your dad was a professor at Penn State. Is that correct? Because that's kind of how you became a Michigan fan.
Yes, my dad was a GA at Penn State. He went to Pitt and Penn State. It's just why I have a little Pitt in me. And he met my mom
Wow.
at Penn State. He was her GA, grad assistant.
And
Little
ooh.
ooh.
Papa Gasper.
Yeah, that's a category for some people. That's all I'll say. But
It all makes sense how we got this.
yeah,
there you go.
The
Yeah,
blood boils.
it's,
in me. My blood is boiling.
all
And
that is just sums everything up.
Anyway, so he was a diehard Penn State fan, season ticket holder for 36 years, and he took me to. I became a Michigan fan because they always beat Penn State. For when I was, I think 97 to 2007, Michigan won every game.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Between Penn State,
That is crazy.
They went on a crazy run.
That's a Michigan Ohio State kind
and
of
it
run.
felt exactly. We kind of always been the thorn in their side on the opposite end of the Michigan Ohio State thing. And then, as I was telling you before we started rolling, exactly 15 years ago, I went up to Ann Arbor and watched them Mario Manningham last second catch with literally no time remaining. Beat an undefeated Penn State team. They went 12-1. That was their only loss.
John, I'm all in on fate here, which I'm going to be hammering Michigan with you. I don't know if you're going to, but I'm going to be hammering Michigan simply because of that story you just said.
Yeah.
And I believe in faith. I believe in love. I believe in all of it. I think it's going to happen for you, pal.
And this is the best part. We get out of the. I'm there with the away fans. It wasn't me and my dad went with a group of Penn State people, and I get on the bus and they're all just, and I'm like, how old am I? I'm young,
Being an asshole.
And he's just he's like, don't.
That's
he's like,
tough.
just don't. He's like, just don't. Don't.
No,
He just
he's
said
right.
don't
No,
6
he's right.
times.
You had
Don't.
you could have been the most annoying kid in the entire world that day for your father and all of the Penn State alum that traveled to Ann Arbor for that game.
And it was just a rare time in my life where I shut my mouth. Maybe I can think.
You've never done that ever. I've known you several years now. I've never heard. Didn't even know it happened.
That happened, and a beautiful moment. I go years pass, and it kind of hit me. I was thinking because he loves Penn State. I was like, what was that like for you to watch your undefeated team go down, and then? But I'm so happy. What was it like for you? And he goes, and he just classic. This is crazy. He goes, I was just so glad to see you happy.
Wow, that's beautiful.
That.
I was kind of hoping he'd say something like. I
sorry
wanted to hit you.
Sorry to be real on the pod.
that is beautiful. No, I love everything about that. I love that.
He goes, just glad to see. That's just
wow.
different. Shout out, Jack.
Wow,
Rest in peace.
guys,
Rest in peace.
this is how we should start all podcasts. A little heart strings before we get to
Got the chills.
how much money we've lost. Yeah, that's. Yeah, this is gonna be an exciting weekend. I'm pumped for you. Well, let's just do a little quick recap of last week.
Let's.
Tennessee is rolling. That sets up this week against Alabama. That game is going to be incredible, truly incredible. I'm excited. I'm all in on Tennessee. I think they're so fun. I like the fan base. I love everything about it. I want them to win so bad. I want Alabama to go down. It's time for a new fun story, and I think Tennessee would be a good one.
This is kind of one of these moments where in the recent history of college football, where it feels like the tide is turning, pun intended, where it's like, okay, Tennessee undefeated, they're at home.
Yep.
Bama's coming in, they look a little injured. Bryce Young, a little injured, and you're like, this is
it.
You're like, this is it.
And it never happens, does it?
And then
it never does.
They always lose. They lose every time.
Yes, they do.
But
but they've had a couple opportunities to lose a classic Tennessee game so far this season, right? Like Florida, who they played last week. But I think that they've had opportunities to choke away this momentum, and they haven't done it.
One of my
They're
bets
just
last
taking
week,
care of business.
They went.
It's been
They
great.
were in the Death Valley.
Yeah,
and they
LSU was
killed
great.
LSU.
Yes,
and LSU. This is not a great LSU team.
Still, you
They're
go
not
into
horrible,
into Death Valley at night. It was great. Yeah, that's and
They
took care of them.
killed
Yeah,
them.
they just took care of them.
They lead the nation in scoring. Number one.
Love it.
And they've been without one of their best wide receivers and future NFL top round pick Cedric Tillman, who killed the Pittsburgh Panthers. They're very good. Their pass defense is not, and I think everyone in the world will say this. How healthy is Bryce Young?
That's like the spread. I want to know like how much it's going to adjust whether or not he's healthy, because right now it's at 7. So they're saying that if he was 100% healthy, it'd probably be a 10-point home dog. That's kind of what they're saying, right? Because right now, like, this unevenness clearly hasn't. It probably has factored into the spread. It means that if he's healthy, it would be over 10.
Yes, I agree.
That seems insane to me for a Tennessee team that can put up the points that they have. Alabama's defense has let teams hang around, score quickly on them. I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah, they're statistically top 10 in pretty much everything, but they don't look like Georgia last year.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I just keep going back to that Texas game. Texas is like with their backup QB went down the field multiple times on them. I don't know. I like this, but that's up a fun one in the SEC. Kansas sucks again, so they're back. That's cool. They're kind of back too.
I felt bad for them. I mean, their backup quarterback, Bean, came in and he just started.
It was done. Yeah.
He started. He had 3 touchdowns. But they gave up 38 points to TCU.
Yeah.
But they now have to go. I think one of the most interesting games of the week is Kansas, Oklahoma. Me
too. Did I add that one to the schedule? I don't know if I did, but it is fascinating because it's 2 teams that have just. Oklahoma has been embarrassing the last couple of weeks, and Kansas obviously is
ready for this.
Their 2 biggest games ever
in Big 12 play. Oklahoma has scored 58 points, and they've given up 145. And they are in the cellar at 0-3. Kansas has scored 100, given up 91.
Jesus.
So they've almost doubled their scoring output. That game is going to be fascinating. So much juice on the schedule.
There's so much good. Hey, John, do you want to apologize for the millionth time to me for breaking my rule and paying the price?
Daryll texted me Saturday night.
What happened, John? Tell everybody what
I did.
I can't do that. I can't handle this.
I did it. I did it again.
Mm-hmm.
I picked
Utah.
I picked Utah after I swore on this podcast week 1 I'd never bet on them again.
Yep.
I picked Utah. I went against the Fighting Chip Kellys, who are undefeated.
Yep.
In Tinseltown.
And you went against my number 1 rule: is don't bet on virgins. And I think I've proven you wrong
every time.
1,000% of the time.
They also.
I can't tell you enough.
The things that have been busting my parlays this season have been Utah and Alabama spreads.
Agreed.
So I had like a huge one. Last one was Alabama -24. As soon as the game kicks off, I was like, I'm not getting this 24.
No.
They backdoor covered against
Arkansas. Yeah, but that's because
not against these guys.
We bet against them. That's why.
Yeah.
What other big ones? Oregon obviously kept rolling. USC is rolling. Ohio State, Michigan, and Georgia. Like those are teams that have been pretty dominant this entire year. Oregon obviously week 1 had that weird one.
Oregon is
they've been great.
Oregon after week 1.
Yep. They've been great.
These guys,
they've been absolutely kicking the shit out of everybody.
If they win out, they'll be in the playoff.
They're going to playoff. Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I mean, after we've discussed this a few times, but yeah, it's incredible how much better Georgia looked than Oregon that game. But
their programs have been like, not I shouldn't say programs, but like Georgia has not, since that game, has not looked as good. And
no, but they've been great. It's just like, just
better
Oregon, better players.
Better players.
Okay, so there's a couple games that we're not going to pick. Probably won't discuss too much. The 3 ones that we're not picking. So Mississippi State at Kentucky. That's a ranked matchup. Number 4, Clemson travels to Florida State. That game I think will be very interesting. That could be an upset watch, folks.
Very small spread in that game. It's
Very
like 3 points.
small. That's it. Vegas knows something. I believe it's like 3.5.
It's 3.5. It's so small.
Everybody pay attention to that one.
It's very
There's
suspicious.
something weird there.
That one smells. I'm glad you brought
it
it up.
sure does.
That's what we call our stinky
Yes,
poo-poo
it is.
spread of the week. Stinky poo-poo.
Yep. Now, John, are we going to listen to what Vegas is telling us right now? Are we going to bet on Florida State? Or are we going to be like, wow, they got this so wrong. Let's bet on Clemson. Like, that's...
I think that
I
think they got it wrong. I think that Clemson is coming off of like back-to-back wins against ranked teams. And Florida State is just like, I don't know, they're not there yet. They're not there yet.
There's something very
it
fishy,
smells
folks. Yep.
awful.
There's something very fishy about that one, folks. Keep an eye on it. And then
like
we discuss the third one.
It's like they're begging you to take
Yes,
Clemson.
Yes, they are.
Suspicious. But go on.
Yep. And then obviously Kansas, Oklahoma. That game is just stupid, but it'll be fun to watch. All right, John. So week 6, the picks. You went 2-3. I went 4-1.
You're humming along, dude.
I'm doing very well, ladies and gentlemen. Picking. I had a 5-game parlay, which I've been doing. Is just because of my picks have been hot. I've just been betting straight our picks, and then I parlay them all into one. So obviously I lost on the last game of the night, but I hedged it. I bet against my last one, so I ended up winning there.
Boom. Boom.
So I'm 17-13 on the season. You are 11-19, John. Time to pick it up.
I'm gonna catch you. I can just feel
No,
it.
you're not, buddy.
I can just feel
Hey,
it.
sweet boy. No, you're not. Okay, John. So before we get to our picks for this week, we told people to message in some bad beats.
Yes.
Let's get to those. So I'll do the first one. So a listener and a fellow comedian, Joe Ames, sent this bad betting loss to me that he remembers. If you have any good ones, feel free to send us a story. So here's Joe's. Are you ready? His is from 2019, and it's from the Kentucky Derby.
I like this already.
He said, I was at a party I didn't want to be at, and I bet on maximum security to win the Kentucky Derby. Okay. And what happened? Maximum security won. He won $1,200 at this party he didn't want to be at. He said I lost control. I told everyone to suck my dick, and I walked out. He said like 20 minutes later, I got an alert on my phone that they overturned disqualified maximum security for breaking some rule, and he lost the bet. He said I've never gotten dragged harder in my entire life. I like a good horse betting loss. That is. Do you have any? Have you ever had any
overturns?
Yeah.
So listen to this. This made me
Please.
think. I've never talked about this.
Poor Joe.
I bet on the Oscars. Because that's just the kind of guy I am, and if one of the most infamous
La La Land
and the most infamous, I had an Oscars party, and there's like this guy with me. He's picking everything. He's went on to become he's like an amazing drag performer, but he's picking everything. He had picked every pick.
Yep.
And then he was like, I think he picked Moonlight too, and then so they announced La La Land. Everyone leaves. It's so late. An Oscar party is like a Super Bowl party that goes on too long.
Yeah, it's a Sunday, goes way too late. Dumb awards.
Everyone leaves. I'm cleaning up, and all of a sudden they're like, wait, there's been a mistake.
Oh no.
And it's Moonlight. Which was deserved it, amazing. And I had bet on I bet on Moonlight to win.
Oh, so it's a happy one.
So it was an actual. I was like, oh, I'm like,
that's never happened.
But
Never.
You ready for this? They voided the bet.
How? That's bullshit.
They voided it because they were like, because they had already started paying people out for a lot. They're like, you know what? We're voiding everything. They're like, this was
boo.
And they voided the bet. And I was like, I knew it didn't work out for me. It never does. Voided the bet.
Wow.
The one I wanted to share, we had a listener who said the Chiefs 2022 Chiefs Niners Super Bowl had Patrick Mahomes rushing yards over. Getting into the last series, he was up 6 yards.
Oh no.
Then they knelt it twice.
Oh my God. Yep.
And it went to which went
but net
7
minus 1.
It would putting it under, and the under hit. He goes, I had it straight up and a clinching and a parlay.
Oh my God. I mean, obviously I had that similar happen this year, but with the running back losing yards, not just the knee.
That was so funny. God damn it, that's funny.
That's what those player props. I don't think that I think it's annoying how close that they get to these yardage markers. Like, I don't ever just go with an over under on the yardage that like Vegas sets. Like, I always change it to something way lower because like I hate when it's that close. That's a tough one, John.
I feel so bad for this person I never met. I mean, this is just.
I don't know. I think it feels good sometimes to watch other people lose a devastating feeling, a loss like that. So just because we can relate so well to them.
Yes.
It just kind of, I like making eye contact with someone like that and be like, I've been there, buddy.
Yeah.
It's just like watching you lose that bet at Rivers Casino with an hockey bet. I hate watching my friends lose, but god damn it, sometimes
that was just
it is just too funny to even.
No one scores a goal in the last second. No one scores a buzzer beating goal.
I didn't even know that you could.
And then I just collapse. I also I'm a child and I collapse on the floor a lot, and I just collapsed on the floor of a casino. Also,
I don't remember what the team. Do you remember what team it was? It was funnier because you said it was like, oh my God, Sharks goal. Like, I've never heard Sharks in any bet or anything. It was just like a random hockey team I've never heard in a bet. I'm like, oh my God.
God.
I had like a horse racing loss. I remember like my best friend, his dad and him, like they had race horses. So we would go to like county fairs and watch harness racing and we would bet on it. They all had like booths there so you could bet legally. So we would go, but I didn't know anything about horse racing, and you just like pick random numbers. I remember one time my buddy and I, we thought we won like seriously, we thought we had won like $5,000, and like we're like, oh my God, because we did like a first place second, like, you can like win, play, show, whatever. And we go up to the ticket booth, like we're just screaming, and we ended up losing like $7. It was like
you like misread it.
Yeah. It was like a $20 bet, and they gave me back like $13, and we're like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
One
like
time in a drive-through, my buddy had a scratch off, and he thought he won like $20,000, and he's like a very measured dude, and he was just like he screamed so loud his voice cracked. He's like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I was like, "Oh," and then we were both like, "Oh," but it was just because he's very like. Ugh. It's so funny. All right, let's get to picking.
All right, John, let's get some picks. We got some big. We got some. This is an amazing slate of games once again. Cherish these moments, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be awesome. All right, we're gonna start right off, John, with your game. Number 10, Penn State, at number 5, Michigan. This is a 7-point spread. 11 a.m.
Down
on
to 6
Fox.
Down to 6.5.
6.5. Sorry.
For accuracy.
Yep.
No worries.
Good call.
I will. I mean, the betting man in me says take Penn State, but I
will kill you.
I also, because whoever I bet on loses, so it feels like a good thing to do. But you know what? There's a little magic in the air this weekend. I'm going to be physically very close to the football. Physically, I'm going to affect Juju. I'm bringing my witch wife, who's going to put some hexes on these lions.
Absolutely, yes.
She's doing some spells.
Spence, yeah.
Some spells. I'll be part of the 111,000 screaming, biggest stadium in the country. We're going with a big old Michie minus 6.5. I think it's obviously going to be close, but I think JJ. This needs to be the JJ game.
Yep.
If we're going to win against good teams with good pass defenses, we need him to. I want to see some darts, some dimes, some drops.
I agree, and I want you in that end zone. I want you just cheering. I don't want you cussing at any of the players. I want you just to bring your positive vibes, man.
Positive vibes.
Okay? John's the most positive person I've ever met. If you go into that stadium with any negativity, and I find out about it because I'm going to text your girlfriend and be like, hey, wife. I always say this. I feel like we're still like 20.
Yeah. I'm the only person I know who's married. Daryl, I'm the only person who's married in Chicago.
It's absolutely.
Look it up.
Your wife, your sweet wife Spence. Like, I'm going to message her and be like, hey, if he gets negative at all, text me so I can void my bet. Because like I can't have you doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be there.
All right. I'm going to Michigan with you, buddy.
I appreciate it.
It's going to be awesome. I'm excited for you.
Emotions. It's an emotional game.
Absolutely.
We got Bama, Tennessee.
Game 2.
We got I can just hear the Tennessee, the CBS theme song.
Mm-hmm. It's the best.
I can just hear the trumpets of blaring. Number 3, Bama, which is, at number 6, Tennessee. Tennessee's biggest game since probably we've been alive.
I think so too.
Since the inaugural BCS National Championship game they won against Florida State in 1998.
I cannot remember. There's definitely never been a bigger Tennessee game. This is the biggest. This is awesome.
In modern time, like
modern. Yes.
In modern, like, obviously I mentioned that BCS game, but like as far as like regular season in the last 20, this is
it's incredible. Okay, so we still don't know about the health yet of Stroud. So that's.
I think I'm taking Tennessee.
Or Bryce Young. I don't know.
I'm taking
Stroud.
Tennessee. I know you meant Bryce. I'm
Yes.
taking Tennessee. They're at home. I think the most realistic thing that's going to happen in this game is that they lose by 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like that's kind of how it feels but it's like I mean,
here's what we can do, John.
how can you not?
I know. I want to believe in something. And Alabama, you know what? They have not covered for us all season. I'm taking Tennessee with you. John.
Tease to 10.
Here's what I think we do. We take Tennessee, the minus or plus 7, but then we also take Alabama, getting or favored by like 30, because it's going to be either Tennessee wins or Alabama absolutely throttles them.
Yeah, maybe like we'll do one bet Alabama minus
like
28.
Yes,
and then one Tennessee plus like 8.
Yep. What do we think of that? I think that's actually. Because the odds would be great. Because I do feel like it's either going to be, Tennessee is the real deal, or oh my God, Tennessee, you're shitting the bed. And but I just don't see that happening. I just think that game's going to be awesome. But let's take some Tennessee.
I'm into it.
I love it. Okay, game 3. Number 8 Oklahoma State at number 13 TCU, coming off a big win. TCU is favored by 4 in this one.
TCU has the best name,
the Horned Frogs,
and they also have the best coach's name, Sonny Dykes,
Yes.
SONNYDYKES, Sonny Dykes, who's a
pretty fun coach.
Pretty fun
coach wars here.
This dude,
we got Gundy with his mullet.
This is a good old-fashioned weird, like just weird people live in the Big 12 universe. Just the weirdest.
I agree. I don't like.
The weirdest.
I hate it. I kind of hate the Big 12, but it's also beautiful. Like, it's so stupid. There's so many dumb teams doing dumb things, and then like we have to pick it. What do you think of that analysis?
I mean, this is just this guy. I'm just obsessed with Sonny Dykes. He was at Cal for a couple of years, didn't really work out. Then he went to SMU, 2018, 2021, turned them around
very quickly,
and now all of a sudden, he is staring at. I mean, if he wins this game, these guys are in a serious contention for a playoff spot.
Did you watch much of the TCU Kansas game?
I watched the second half. Yes,
because it's. This game is how do you really feel about Kansas? Because TCU went into Kansas, won, and do we think that Kansas was that good? Was that really that huge of a win, or because I think Oklahoma State is better. I think the spread is a little fraudulent based on last week. I don't think Kansas is that good. I just think that it's still an impressive victory to do on the road. But I'm going Oklahoma State. I think Gundy's and that mullet is going to shine.
Yeah, I'm going to take – this is incredibly tough. So because I bet on Oklahoma State last week, I watched all of their game against Texas Tech, in which they struggled to defend a third-string quarterback.
Yep.
And by the end of the day, they won by 8.
Yep.
They covered, and that's all you can really ask for.
That's all we ever care about, John, at any point.
They did end up covering. But yeah, it was really tough. Like Texas Tech beat Texas. They're not a horrible team, right? Kansas may be fraudulent, but I'm going with the home team.
You're going TCU,
I
huh?
just think that their offense is so explosive, and this is going to be Oklahoma State's defense is better than TCU's, obviously, but I just think that TCU they make it a track meet, and they win by a tutty.
Okay. Game 4. This is literally my least favorite game. I hate it. Number 15, NC State at number 18, Syracuse. Syracuse is favored by 3.5.
If you would have told me before the season started that Syracuse would be,
I guess NC State's been
yeah, but like if this would be the best ACC game, like this is.
I hate the ACC.
This is a bigger game in the ACC than Florida State Clemson.
Yep.
If you can argue
Which
that.
doesn't make any sense.
This is what we call a coin toss.
Yeah.
They're in the dome. NC State looked really bad against Clemson.
They did. Really bad.
Syracuse is a team that I keep on betting against, and they keep on covering, and they keep on winning. I'm taking Cuse. I'm taking the home team, and I'm giving away the points.
I'm taking NC State. Syracuse they're frauds.
Yeah,
they're frauds. Okay, I think you and I can both agree that this game is doo-doo. I don't even like it.
I'm going to tell you,
It's
I'm
too
not going to
ranked.
watch.
These are fraudulent.
I'm not going to watch any of this game.
I will agree with that. There's Alabama, Tennessee, and Oklahoma State and TCU are on at 2:30. I'm not watching NC State, Syracuse. I'm not even going to flip it on one time. I mean, maybe I will because I'm going to bet on it. So, yeah, I'm going to. All right, John, redemption time, buddy.
This spread
redemption
makes no sense.
Time. Number 7, USC, our babies, at number 20, Utah. Utah is favored by 3.5.
This spread makes no sense. You'd think it'd be the other way around. USC doesn't cover every game, but they do seem to not cover when I bet on them.
Right.
I'm going to take USC plus 3.5, and I just don't see how they lose this game. Utah just lost to UCLA. Utah has 2 losses. I feel like the season is...
Yep, slipping away, baby.
I think they play a little desperate. I think they play well, but USC has all those dudes.
So I love
so
that
many
if they get
dudes.
down early, you just know they can come back in an instant.
Mhm.
I'm all in on USC. I think they're so fun.
I don't think Caleb Williams is getting enough Heisman talk. If you watch the game of college football and you watch him play it,
He's amazing.
He's sprinting all over the field, throwing darts.
I'm sad because he played with the Wisconsin fans' emotions because he had us in his final 3, and he chose USC, and we already fired our coach. So
I mean, Daryll, this team
Caleb could have kept
I
Chris.
was walking in and this speak came to me.
What do we got
Wanna try
this?
it out?
Is that you?
Oh, ESPN.com. Sorry, I was like, what
Like,
the fuck?
at least that's what got pulled up. Not your.
Thank God it wasn't like.
I was shocked that it wasn't.
You're like, what are you
shocked.
doing over there, John? No, I was
what
looking
the
up
hell is
ESPN. This is why I was doing that. USC went 5-7 last year.
Yep.
They're already over that.
Yep.
They're 6-0.
Wow. It's wild. And I don't think that
That's how good he is, dude.
anybody really thought. I definitely didn't think that USC was going to turn around this quickly. But Lincoln Riley, baby.
I mean,
I hoped so badly
haven't
they
really-
just keep. I want them just to keep.
They haven't really played anyone.
It doesn't
it's
matter.
Like,
I
this is
know.
the thing. Like, I expected them to be. If you look at their schedule, I expected them to be 6-0 right now.
Yep.
Now comes the hard part.
Yep.
As I look at their schedule, like this is a potential playoff team. They have, of all the teams they've played, the best was probably, or the toughest was at Oregon State. They only won that 17-14. They kind of struggled with Washington State last week, 30-14.
Yep.
But then I'm looking at their schedule.
Who do we got coming up? Do you got that in front of you?
I have it right now. So they play Utah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's
You get
tough
by
one.
this. Guess what your next 3 are? Arizona sucks.
Terrible.
Cal,
Terrible.
Colorado.
Terrible.
One of the worst teams
Yep.
in the world. And then it gets really interesting. At
Yep.
UCLA.
Yep.
And then their finale with Notre Dame, which
Well,
is just
they're
like,
good. I mean,
you never know. So they have, if they get by
That's so
Utah,
fun.
you can just press,
absolutely.
you can just press
they're-
boom, by
They're
it.
9-0, 10-0.
They're going to go 10-0 into UCLA Notre Dame most likely.
That is so fun.
So
So even if they have one loss, I think that they can
They're
still
back.
get in. Like, yeah,
So-
I want this. I want USC so bad in the playoffs.
And now it's even more fun to think about a UCLA-USC undefeated game. So UCLA has the week off, and then they go to Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, they have if they beat Oregon, Stanford,
Sucks. Yep.
Arizona State
Sucks. Definitely sucks.
Arizona
Sucks. Yep.
So if they both win their next game, they have a potential to have an unbelievably epic clash.
I want this.
So let's just root for that. Let's root for football. Let's root for fun.
Yep. I like cheering for fun teams to do fun things, and USC's fun. So let's cheer it on. John, do you have an upset pick in college?
I got a couple. My upset picks.
Wait, who was yours last week?
We gotta start writing it down. We're gonna have to roll the tape. I'm pretty sure it hit.
Yeah, sure it did. Yeah.
My upset picks are heat. I will say I have a little bit of this was like kind of the reverse where I've been going. Illinois is getting 6.5 against Minnesota at home, and it's like they're a home dog. I want them all day, and you're gonna absolutely laugh in my face for this next one. I really like Iowa State. They're 0-3 in the Big 12. They play Texas. They're 16-point dogs.
Oh my God!
I just like Iowa State in this game. I think they're gonna.
I like
think they're
that. That's
super hungry for a victory in the Big 12.
I don't hate that at all. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I do not remember your upset pick, but
it hit. Let's just say that.
Sure it did. All right. Any other notes for college football before we get on the NFL?
This is have the most fun. This is going to be the most fun week. I mean, just so many good games. This is going to be just the absolute best.
I'm so jealous of you.
I did the Daryll
so
thing.
jealous.
Daryll says, he goes, I have a credit card strictly. I have a credit card strictly for going to games.
Yes, like that. It's for fun, and that's what credit's for, guys. That's what they taught us in finance. Is just to spend it on fun, and then it just goes away, right? And here's what you can do, John. Is let's just say your tickets cost. Let's just say like $500. Okay, what you can do is you can bet $500 on a game, and if you win, then it's free.
Yeah, the tickets were.
If you lose, then you just bet $1,000.
We're a modest $400 after
it's fine,
fees.
Totally.
That's just
yep.
to experience.
The amount of money we make in comedy, like why would we not spend that money? Like that's like of course we have to.
Yeah, and it's like it's when you bet on a game that you go to, it's so fun to be like, when the game ends, be like, I just paid for those tickets.
Yep.
I mean, that's really, or you're like, and then if you lose,
I can't believe I just paid money to watch that.
Or when you lose, you can go, you know what?
Had a really
I'm
good
just
time.
gonna pretend that I paid for 2 other people's tickets too.
Absolutely, that's nice. Actually, that's sweet. Because I'm going to the which I haven't purchased yet. The Vikings play in New York in Buffalo against the Bills. My girlfriend's family lives very close to there, so we're going to go to the Vikings Bills.
Wow. How did you broach that with the girlfriend? You're like, hey, let's go back and see mom and
I
dad.
said, yeah, why don't we plan it around the Vikings?
Maybe we'll swing by.
I can crash through a table in Buffalo and watch Buffalo kill the Vikings, but it'll be so much fun. But I looked at tickets recently. They are
we talking $250 a pop?
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. That's more than that.
Yeah, it's a half a G right
yep.
there.
So got to win some bets, which I have been doing in the NFL. So I just got to keep this rolling. John, my last 10 picks in the NFL, I'm 9-1.
Amazing. You've been on a heater. I'm going to ride you.
And guess what? The one that I did lose, the spread moved before the game started, so I still won. So technically, I've won 10 straight bets in the NFL.
That's amazing.
So if you choose not to follow me, go to hell. Okay, the spooky season, go to hell. Okay, John.
I'm excited.
NFL time.
I'm excited, dude. What can I say?
Let's. There's a lot going on here in the NFL. A lot of shit happening. Starting off on last Sunday, the Giants beat the Packers in London, and now suddenly the NFC East is really good. Cowboys, Eagles, Giants are all 3-1.
Yeah, this is
all of them.
This is one of the worst divisions in sports for a while.
They're all 4-1. 4-1. The NFC East, which before the season I think was
the Eagles are
far
undefeated,
right?
But everyone else is 4-1.
Excuse me.
The Eagles are Eagles
I
are
know.
undefeated. The Cowboys
4-1.
and the Commanders
Are terrible.
are horrible.
Yep,
so you have to
awful.
excuse them real quick.
And they're going to be, they play tonight here in Chicago, which is going to be the worst game ever, and we're all going to watch it, which is why the NFL is king.
This is a game, if aliens came down and they're like, watch this, they're like, you guys are into that? You like this?
Yeah, what do you guys,
you guys are...
how are you guys watching this?
They're like,
what
this is
the worst. There's going to be, should we just like that game? We should probably bet on like a safety, a blocked punt, touchdown, and then like at least 3 streakers.
Well, I don't watch NFC North teams play policy. I don't watch NFC North teams play, but I
hurts my feelings every time you say that. Hurts my feelings. But hey,
let's move on. I get so depressed thinking about the Bears playing the Washington Commanders tonight.
I love it.
It's just
it's hilarious fun.
It's affecting my comedy show that I run every Thursday. It's like, everyone's like, oh, people are gonna,
Yeah, no one. Sorry, buddy.
It's like, ugh.
Low attendance. Just come over and watch the game. All right, we get way too much time talking about that. Hey, just so you also know, the Vikings are also 4-1. So I want you to know that. And they play the Dolphins this week with Tua and Teddy Bridgewater, I believe, already ruled out.
I really feel bad for the Dolphins. I really like this team, a sleeper, and now the injuries and mismanaging of those said injuries are tanking their season.
Correct, but they'll be
very
fine.
sad.
They'll still make the playoffs, but I agree, like they are, they're on the downslope. But I think they'll come back once they get Tua or Teddy back. They're explosive, and watch the Vikings lose to their third stringer this week. That would be pretty on brand. What else happened? Oh, the Ravens beat the Bengals. The Bengals keep losing these weird games. They haven't turned the corner still since the start of the season. Like they just keep shooting themselves in the foot, and they just lose.
Yeah,
and that's not what you expect from a Joe Burrow led squad, to lose just stupid games.
They seem like they're missing like one difference maker. Maybe on defense, and then obviously their offensive line has been retooled. It's still leaky.
Burrow just gets fucking murdered constantly. I'm like, okay, I thought that because they made a lot of offseason. They
have one returning starter on the line. Everyone else is new,
which was everyone thought it was a positive, including me.
I mean, there's a world where they gel and get better throughout the season, but
I hope so because they're fun. I want them to be good, but actually the Ravens are fun. So, Ravens beat down the Bengals.
The Ravens love to be up 18 and lose.
I
love it.
I like it. They're fun.
They're a fun team.
Lamar's great. I think they're fun. Most surprising team so far. I've got a little list here. We got the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Vikings, and honestly the Bengals being what they are is disappointing, and then the Ravens I think are way better than people thought.
For me, I think I thought the Eagles were going to be good. They had the most money on them to have the best record in the NFC before the season started. They're good. Cowboys, I think we're surprised of Cooper Rush. I don't think it's that big a leap that they're good.
Their defense, but
to me it's the Giants. Their schedule has not been tough, but I'm just so used to seeing the Giants win 4 games a year. So to see them at 4-1, I'm like, wow.
That game against the Packers, I was like, oh. Maybe they're good, but I still don't know if they are.
Yeah, I mean, they're not in the trust category yet. They're definitely a new friend who's been hanging out. It's like, yeah, this guy's kind of a good hang, but like, we're not. He's not coming to my birthday party.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
But I'll definitely get a couple pops with him after the show.
You got to get drunk with him one night to see how he handles himself.
Yeah, he just goes on some weird, like, kind of vaguely pro-Hitler thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely a little racist. Definitely.
You're like,
Yep.
Maybe he's not going to be let into the inner circle.
Right, and we can kick him back to the curb. That's fine. Yep. What's that? I updated the teams that absolutely suck list. We removed the Titans and the Jets. The Jets, who were my underdog pick last week to beat the Dolphins, and they did. Thank you. So we're going to remove the Titans and Jets. They're in
what we call purgatory, football purgatory.
Forever.
Titans and Jets are just in the swamp.
Yep.
They're not.
Enjoy your
9-7.
Enjoy your 500.
I do think the Jets will be back in the suck category probably next week, but for right now, they're purgatory.
I like them out. I like that the Raiders are going to continue to stay on there. They are 1-4, I believe.
Travis
and
Kelce.
Devontae. 4 touchdowns.
You know what? You know why that happened? It's because I was playing against him in fantasy in both of my leagues and was up and lost both.
Ouch.
That's why.
Ouch.
Penalties for fantasy.
And also, I added this team who should have absolutely been on here for weeks. The Bears.
Yeah.
I don't know why they went on our team.
Daryl, you know why? Because we forgot they exist.
Yes. That is exactly it. We were in Chicago and we forgot they exist. They were not on this list. They should have been on this list from the very beginning, but they are back. They are on the suck list and they will not be moved.
For people who don't live in Chicago, it's so fascinating. Like the biggest Bears fans you'll ever meet do not talk about the team
because they know.
They know you don't want to talk about them,
and there's nothing positive.
And there's nothing positive to say, and so they'll be like die hard, and then it's like,
you know what they talk about? The stadium being moved.
Yep, that's all they really have on their minds.
Like, hey, we might get a new stadium. I'm like, okay, you guys suck.
Having said that, the Steelers are the worst team in the NFL.
It's possible.
No one wants to say it, but they're just we are the worst.
They're really bad. I also added the Browns. They are bad. They're bad.
Bad quarterback.
And bad juju on that team.
Bad juju.
You know, that's just...
do not hire a guy who you know
that's right.
is being nasty to the ladies.
I'm sorry. Yep. See you later. Teams that are great, we're still at 4. I removed the Dolphins. They are not great anymore. So now we have the Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, and I added the Cowboys. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Cowboys defense is dominant.
This guy Micah Parsons is worth. I mean, this just like I like this Cowboys team. They everyone says like, oh, they lost from last year. They lost Amari Cooper and this, that, and the third. I just think that they have enough talent to do some damage.
I think so too. And the only saving grace, because like I don't want them to win a Super Bowl ever, and I like to have Coach McCarthy on the team as their leader because he's gonna fuck it up. All right, John. Last week you went 3-2. I went 4-1. But so you're 14-11 on the season. I'm 16-9. That's pretty good, guys. We are very good pickers. On to the top 5 games this week. There's some interesting ones. I love this slate of games. There's a lot of games I want to pick, but I settled with these 5. So first game.
This is a great week
really
of football, Daryl.
It sure is.
God damn.
First game: Ravens at Giants. Giants getting 5.5 at home.
I mean, this is a spread. If you saw before the season, you'd be like, "Give me put my dick and balls on the Ravens," and I will do that. I will take the Ravens minus 5.5. I don't trust the Giants. Maybe the Ravens win by 4, and I look like an idiot, but it's just like, come on, Lamar Jackson.
I'm going with Giants, buddy.
Wow.
I'm taking them. I think, first of all, I like how they're definitely playing with a lot of confidence right now, and they are going to. I like that their coach takes big risks to win the games, and I like that. Like he goes for it in 2, goes around 4th down. He's heavy on his blitz. I love it. I like this. I think the Ravens, they like to play with their food a little bit too much. They don't ever stomp on their necks. So at the very least, even if they win, I think it's going to keep it close. Yeah, I like the Giants at home.
What does it smell like? Backdoor cover?
Absolutely,
it smells
does.
Like a backdoor
it sure
cover.
does. And this is a Giants crowd that's just been itching for good football for a long time, and the fans are going to be lively. I'm in. I can't believe I'm betting on Danny Dimes, but I am. Giants, 5.5. Okay, game 2.
Interesting.
This is a very confusing game because both teams, I think, are not good.
Another battle of the birds.
Not good. Divisional matchup. Cardinals at Seahawks. Seahawks getting 2.5 at home.
I think one of the pleasant surprises of this NFL season has been Geno Smith and his bounce back season he's having right now.
Yep, he's fun.
I think it's fun. I think the Seahawks are surprising people. I thought they were going to win literally. I mean, I couldn't tell you a game I thought they'd win before the season started.
Correct.
They're competitive in games you think they won't be. They're at home. I'm taking them plus 2.5.
I don't know how they lost last week. Seahawks to the Saints.
Correct.
It's 39-32 that game was, which is, I mean, that's a lot of points. I don't think that's going to happen again. I'm also going to take the Seahawks. I think the Cardinals are frauds. Kyler Murray. This is the game that gets his coach fired. You ready for that? Because Coach 2 is about to get fired.
You think?
Yep. This is it. This is going to be the one.
Yeah, I mean, he's due.
This is the one. Now that Rule got fired at Carolina,
Dominoes are starting to fall.
This is it. Yep. This is the game that gets him fired. Bye-bye to the hottest coach in the league. And we're moving on. Okay, Seahawks. We're both taking the Seahawks?
God, who would have
Okay,
thought that? I'm just so excited, Daryl. All I can think about is how I'm going to park my fat white ass on your couch.
Yeah, we got a big. You're coming over Sunday. This is gonna be my full Sunday menu. All the workings are coming out.
I mean, it's just going to be. I'm going to be. We got Tucker Brookshire in the building. I'm going to be.
Wait.
I'm going to be nursing a. I'm going to be bringing over. Michigan is 7-0 and about to be top 3 energy.
Correct.
And it's going to be unbelievable.
I'm going to bring in an extra garbage can for all the Miller Lite cans to go down. Vikings play at noon against Dolphins. God, we are in for a treat. All right, game 3.
Ooh.
This one's juicy, I think. 49ers at Falcons. Falcons getting 5 at home.
I feel like the Niners just don't beat teams badly.
Correct.
And so when I see kind of a big spread like that, it gets me a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna reluctantly take the Falcons, and I hate it, but I'm looking. You know what, Daryl? I'm gonna flip. I'm taking the Niners.
Good call. So am I.
Because here's why: they won last week. They whooped the Carolina Panthers, and the week before that they beat the Los Angeles Rams. Okay, by a nice margin.
Yep.
And for that reason, did they lose to Denver? Yeah.
I don't know how, but yes, they did.
Did they lose to the Bears?
But that one doesn't count. It doesn't count to me. Just eliminate that game, John. If you flip flop again, I'm gonna be mad.
But no, I'm not. No, I'm keeping it. This game is very hard to pick for me. It's just a weird game.
It is. I'm taking the Niners as well. Falcons played the Bucks last week, and Bucks and 49ers are very similar, where they have great defenses and they have good weapons on the offensive side of the ball, but they're not going to score in bunches. And the Falcons couldn't keep that game. It was like a 16-point game. I'm taking the 49ers. I still think they're still my Super Bowl pick. So I have to imagine they can go to Atlanta and beat the Falcons. They're not that good.
And now we get on to
the best game ever.
I mean, I'm salivating thinking about watching this football game.
This is a game where you don't red zone this. You just keep it on. You watch the commercials and you wait for them to come back. Like I want to see every Flow Progressive commercial because I know that I can't miss Jim Nance and Tony Romo coming into Bills at Chiefs. Chiefs are getting 2.5 at home.
I had
against the Buffalo Bills. This game's incredible.
When these two teams last met, one of the best football games I've ever seen.
Yep.
I was at a mutual friend of me and the wives was having a birthday party, but the game was on. So like me and a couple of the guys are watching.
It's tough.
And then a fight broke out between two like best friends, and there was it got really nasty. So it was like, you had
a fight going on right in front of you, and you still couldn't keep your eyes off those Chiefs.
It was like I was like, oh, this is really good.
You're like, do I break up this fight or do I watch Josh Allen throw another bomb?
And the funniest part is one of my buddies, he was like, we were in the kitchen grabbing a couple pops, and he's like, I think something's about to go off in there. And I was like, yeah, man, this Chiefs game. That's pretty good, right? It's about to go. He's like, no, I think they're about to like have a really bad argument. And I was like, I just was like, wow. And then I was like, I honestly was like, wow, it's kind of an amazing. He's so intuitive. And then we're watching the game, and he's like, we're watching it, and then he just looks over and he's like,
they're doing it. All right, John. Hopefully a fight breaks out during this game because
I'll be with you.
We'll be together. So we'll get to either watch ourselves fight somebody or
I'm gonna be betting next play run bets.
Wow.
I'm gonna be doing some next play pass bets. That's what we're gonna be.
Here's
doing.
my only rule for this game, John. Bills at Chiefs. If you fart at all during this game, you have to leave. Okay? That seem fair? I want to enjoy it.
I will. I am going to concoct a device that is a tube from my pants to your balcony.
Anything? Yeah, you can go. You can go step foot. You can step out on the balcony, but it does not happen inside the room.
Should I bring my Tickum for our Tickums to play?
That would be lovely. Here's what I want.
We should do that as a bit. They like start. Like, all right.
I can't.
We're getting off topic.
Okay. Bills, Chiefs. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Bills. It's really, really, really hard to pick this game. I'm taking the Bills because I think that it's like I just don't think they're gonna. I think it's a coin flip game.
Yes, it is.
Last time the Chiefs won. What do they say? Every time you flip a coin, the next time it doesn't matter what happened before or after, right? But
Doesn't matter. Just resets.
just resets. But it's like I just feel like the Bills are
They're hot.
just due, and the Chiefs, while they did come back, they were down 17-0 to the Raiders, and anyone who's ever down 17-0 to the Raiders at any point this season does not get my full confidence and financial backing.
I agree with that. I think the Bills want revenge, so let's go with somebody that. Let's go with the revenge team. Let's do that. Let's both bet on the Bills. I like how quickly they can score. I like their offense better than.
I think we can
the Chiefs.
all agree that we
I
just
like
love the Bills.
Yeah, that might be it. That's honestly
we're just
it.
dancing around how
We are.
fingers. We're
Yep.
we're out to dinner and it's like we are having feelings for you.
We love you.
I love you.
We love you, Josh Allen.
We love you, Josh.
And I think, honestly, man, I don't know if you said it to him, but I think he loves us back. So we are taking the Bills. I love this.
Daryl's kind of on fire today.
Okay, buddy,
with the
we've got 3 picks that are the same, pal. So we are going to be parlaying that. All right, last game.
Oh, I can't wait.
A doozy.
Sunday. God damn it.
We got Carrie Underwood coming
and then
in
we
to
have an
introduce
amazing-
Cowboys at Eagles.
Daryl, I mean,
Eagles.
this is a like
Favored by
I'm
$6.5.
gonna be at your lovely apartment downtown from 11 a.m. until I'm watching this game
Yes,
too.
you should. We're drinking
this
a
is
lot.
every snap.
My whole plan is for you guys to drink from noon till this game is done.
Here's why
Cowboys at Eagles 6.5 Sunday night football.
Here's why I'm taking the boys. Because the Eagles did not cover against the Cardinals at home last week.
They did not.
And I think that the Cowboys, I think Eagles money line bet is my play here, but I do think this is more of an Eagles by 4 or 5. Who are you taking, Daryl?
Eagles. Only because I don't believe in the Cowboys. I don't believe in them.
Fraudulent?
I don't think they're fraudulent. I think the Eagles have just been consistently very, 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 very good. And the Cowboys, here's what I don't have any confidence in. Even though he has not lost a game starting, I do not see Cooper Rush walking into Philadelphia and beating Philly in Philly. Like, I just don't see it happening.
I mean, a night game, Cowboys, Eagles, it just seems like crazy, but it's like
I wish the spread wasn't so high.
It's just such a high spread.
It is. I wish it was closer because the divisional games are always a little bit closer. The arrow is pointing up for both teams. I think both teams are very good. I just think one of them is going to collapse. And if one of them is going to collapse, it's going to be the Cowboys and Cooper Rush. I'm going to take the Eagles, bet on good teams.
The Eagles are absolutely loaded.
Okay.
And
That'll
now
be
I want to hear your upset pick of the week.
Oh, yeah. I believe I had... Okay, are you ready for... You're going to hate this one. You're going to hate it.
And we're going to do a really quick round of guess the spread or guess the over-under.
Okay, you ready for my upset pick?
Yes.
You're going to hate this.
If you say what I think you're going to say, I'm going to freak out. Do not tell me.
I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers to take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe that this game is going to be like a 9-6 game going into the fourth quarter. A special teams whoopsie-daisy is going to screw over Tampa, and the Steelers are going to go get their second win at home.
This is
Pittsburgh.
Very interesting. The spread is down to 8. When I looked at this earlier in the week, it was much bigger than that.
8 does seem low.
I believe I don't think I'm crazy. I think it was at like 11 when I first saw it, but I could be wrong. But anyway, 8 is. This is a game where I'm severely considering putting $1,000 on the. I'm like seriously considering putting $1,000 parlay. Tampa Bay Bucks and
John, don't do it.
And the Rams, who are playing the Panthers.
I like Pickett. Now this is his third game. He's gonna get it at home.
And he's playing Brady. And wouldn't it be cool if he beat Brady
That's
for
right.
his first
There's
win?
so many. There's a lot.
Storylines.
There's storylines here that I really think would be kind of
And it'd be very unstealerly to just get your cheeks clapped till they're red,
Yep.
and
It's
then
gonna be
go
close.
home and then lose
Again.
like that.
Yep.
I mean, these kids are embarrassed.
I love a team like this coming off a loss.
Now, Daryl, I want you to guess. We're gonna do a couple, and we'll get out of here. But we
Okay.
got to do a couple. These are just too much fun. What is
Okay.
the over/under in tonight's Commanders Bears game?
37.5.
It is 38. Let's
Damn it. God damn it.
so
I'm
good, dude. Damn.
Okay.
I mean,
That has to be the lowest.
that was unbelievably good. It is the lowest of the week. That is just so impressive. Now, here's a kind of a fun one. What do you think it's in Bills Chiefs? What's the over/under for Bills Chiefs?
56.5.
Very close. It is 54, which is I'm going to slam that over. I'm going to tease
Yeah.
it down to 50 and just clap it.
I love
mean,
it.
Come
I
on.
love that. Yep. Because they're both gonna score in the
They're both
30s.
going to score. They're both going to, or maybe it's 28-27.
It's gonna be 31-28.
I mean, I'm gonna tease it down to 50. I mean, that's just too much fun. I
Give me
just
another
love
one.
that so much.
You got another one for me?
We're gonna do
One more.
We're gonna go back to college. We're gonna do one more.
Okay.
And I got to make it sure that it's juicy for the kid.
Thank you. Make sure it's juicy.
And then, this is just fun for the number one team in the nation. Real
Oof.
quick, we're doing spread. Georgia is playing Vanderbilt.
Oh
What's
my
the spread?
God.
Georgia's playing Vanderbilt. What's the spread? A game that I will probably watch.
27.5.
38.
Holy shit.
38 against an SEC opponent. 38. I mean, that is just
That's bad.
bonkers.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not touching that one.
And that's just fun. And then we're doing just one more, just for fun.
Please.
Over under. Michigan Penn State. What's that over under at?
Ooh, that's kind of a cute one. Like 46.
50.5.
Really?
Close. You're close though. You should be in handicapping.
Thank you.
50 and a half. Which is so they basically think it's going to be a 26-24 game.
Yep.
27-20. That's kind of what everyone's. All the score predictions for this week it's like 27-24. A lot of those. So
You're in for a treat, buddy. All right, big weekend ahead for you, John. You've got your big game. You're going to be in attendance on Saturday.
it's a
You're
maze
going to
out.
be with me all Sunday. We are
I mean, I'm going to
we are
be
in for a real treat. And
Ann Arbor Saturday, Daryl's apartment Sunday. There's no two
I
places.
can't wait.
I'm going to watch every snap of. We've got NFL Red Zone. We've got Scott Hansen.
The amount of buffalo sauce that is going to be on this Justin Jefferson jersey is going to be.
Tell the good people what you're gonna cook for Sunday.
Well, on my menu, I always have my buffalo chicken dip, which is a.
and then he wants me not to fart.
I'm sorry, just I can do it.
He's
So
like,
can
here's
you.
some buffalo chicken dip. Don't fart for 4 hours.
Here's what I ask. I think I said you just go outside. There's
Okay.
a balcony. It's right there.
Like the dog that I am.
You just go outside with the dog, and just that's when you can go. I'll have my meatballs for sure. I'll have my cheese dip for sure. And I always like to add some fruit in there, don't I, pal? I like some grapes, some strawberries, so my boys stay healthy.
My boys.
And then I'm gonna have about 75 cans of Miller Lite ready for you, and possibly some mini sliders.
Ugh.
Thoughts, concerns?
I if you can, I'm obsessed with your wings.
Right.
I ask for them every time.
Yeah. I can do some wings.
I ask from every time.
Absolutely. I'm gonna do them on the grill too. Yeah.
I will bring a case or two of beer, and then whatever other food you want me to bring, man.
Just
Maybe a sweet treat.
bring your friendship.
Maybe a cobbler.
Maybe bring some Halloween candy. You're gonna like the Halloween setup. I got a lot of spooky stuff hanging around. I got a giant skeleton, and I had it set up for when my girlfriend woke up for the marathon. I set him up, and he's holding a sign.
Aww.
Yeah. And he was like, I think you're gonna kill it today. I can feel it in my bones.
Oh, Daryl.
Yeah, the guy knows how to get laid, folks. Okay, that's your tip.
Oh, I cannot picture Daryl having sex, but I know he does.
We talked about
You're
this.
too sweet. You're too nice a guy. I can't see you ever taking your dick out. I just can't see you ever taking it out.
Well, maybe on Sunday, pal, we'll do that.
If the
okay?
Vikings win.
Absolutely. We better win.
Well, you know what, guys? We ran a
Great
little
week.
long today.
Sorry,
We
but
apologize.
a lot of things to talk about. We love you. Have a great weekend. Enjoy this weekend of football. It's the best time of the year. We love you. John, have a great weekend, pal.
Have a great weekend, Daryl. See you
Yes.
Sunday.
Can't wait.
I love
Woo!
you. I love you so much.
Love you more. Bye.
When you pawn your wedding ring and your head is up your ass, Now you're listening to